Derek Levine, and this is discussion 2.2 on Trump's steel tariffs. From a economic standpoint, really free trade is the optimal strategy to employ, and just about any form of tariffs, in my opinion, is a mistake and something that's really going to hurt everybody. From a stakeholder standpoint, you have to look beyond just the obvious stakeholders that are involved in these steel tariffs that were implemented last year. The obvious, the foreign steel manufacturing companies, those employees, and then also the U.S. steel manufacturing companies, their employees, and any of their customers. But you really have to look at the fact that from a stakeholder standpoint, just about everybody in the world is impacted when tariffs are put into place. And the reason that's the case is because as firms, even U.S. firms are buying foreign steel, if they have to pay a higher price because of the tariff and the tax that's put on the import, they're going to have to raise their prices. Their cost of production is going to increase, and when that cost of production increases, they're going to pass that cost on to the end consumer. So anybody who buys a car in the United States, or uses a car in particular, the automobile industry, which is almost everybody, even people that take public transportation, buses, airliners, really just about everybody in society is going to be impacted by this, because prices are going to go up. And the other thing that's going to happen is, as prices increase, demand is going to come down. And when demand comes down, output's going to have to be decreased in order for the company to still remain profitable. When that happens, jobs are actually going to be lost because there's a reduction in overall consumption. And that's the general problem with a tax or a tariff on imported goods. And as a result of this, Trump's idea, while it may be, well intended, is really just a poor strategy, and it's going to backfire. Instead of creating more jobs in America and making America, great again, it's going to actually reduce overall jobs. There's going to be a smaller pie, less jobs for people, all because of the additional cost that is put on the import of the steel product. In terms of a foreign CEO or a foreign company and their response to the tariffs on steel, the first thing I would do is lobby heavily in my local government and my government in my home country to retaliate with tariffs of our own on goods that are imported from the United States. So that's going to be another negative impact on everybody in America, because as those tariffs go into place, demand for imported goods into these other countries is going to come down. And when that happens, there's going to be more lost jobs and less demand for American products abroad. Probably would have to also cut production, which is going to, just be, again, bad for the entire pie. The pie is going to shrink. I'd probably raise prices on complementary goods that I'm selling to the United States, and I would also stop buying American raw materials and look to source my products from elsewhere. So in summary, really, there's nothing but bad that can come from having a tariff put on a major import like steel, because the ripple effect downstream is just going to be a trade war, which is going to shrink the pie for everybody. It's going to impact everybody negatively, and the outcome is going to be a slower economy, smaller wages, more job loss, and just an overall poor economic situation.